Hey Cancers. Sorry, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Cancers, we have Thanatos and the Orphan, the Nectar, the Vision, Eros, and Lover. Cancers. With Thanatos and the Orphan, I feel like it's just this idea of holding on to being less. Sometimes it's easier for us to go by unseen. And it's funny because, like, I don't know, it's just like a random memory, but during the pandemic, I was unemployed and, you know, like I had an apartment because of the rent moratorium that was established in Portland. But I didn't have any money and I didn't have an ID because after I left Ohio, apparently I was notified that I got a stop sign ticket that I didn't know about, and because I didn't pay it, they suspended my license, and then it was the pandemic, but I didn't know any of this. And so I couldn't get any kind of assistance. I couldn't get any of the checks. I couldn't do any of it. And I, during this time, oddly, because I'm weird, mastered the art of invisibility. What does it feel like to be unseen? You know? I think for me, it was just because I felt like too many eyes had been on me for too long and I just wanted to be invisible. And what better time than when you're basically non-existent in a city that doesn't know you in the middle of the pandemic. I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the easiest things I ever did. It was the first time that I didn't feel all of this pressure, you know? And while it was very heart-wrenching for me to go through on every other level imaginable, on that one particular level, it was easy for me because it gave me a window of opportunity to really just do whatever I wanted to do. I got a couple of paintings sold. I got a couple of stories published. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, you know? And considering the fact that that was the only time in my life that I ever felt like I was able to accomplish anything that I actually wanted to accomplish, like just for me, not things that I want to accomplish on behalf of other people, because that's not to say that I wanted to abandon my duties, but you know, like it was the first time that I was really given permission to do me for the sake of me. And so I feel like somehow this story resonates with you in the sense that you've been lost along the way, and when you got lost along the way is when you found yourself. And so to be found is unnerving. Do you know what I mean? Because if they find you, will you lose you? You know what I mean? And that is the energy. And I'm sorry, that was a very long story, but I feel like it's relevant because it's just this idea of holding on to abandonment because it was the safest place you ever felt. And how that plays out for you in your life of shutting out relationships, keeping your guard up, you know, because I think that there's something that you really want. I mean, the nectar is, you know, like life-giving and you know, you're just attracted to it. You want it. You want to just like sit in the aroma of it. You know what I mean? And this is, the vision's been in almost all of my reads, I think. But I mean, there's just this idea of like, you have a vision that you like, when you sit in the aroma of it, you feel alive. And I feel like there's someone who's asking you to step out of that and into something else. And you are really just thinking about how you don't have to give yourself up when you're by yourself. And I get it. 100. Believe. Eros and the lover. I mean, you know, this is a relationship. So for most of my Cancers, I feel like this is a relationship, right? Like, I'm so happy on my own. I don't have to disappear in order to exist. You know what I mean? Like, I just exist. And isn't that lovely? Do you know what I mean? And after all of the things, like, can we not just focus on something lovely? And if this is where my love is, and this asks me to negate the love for myself in a way that just feels a little too similar to what we've experienced in the past, that we would just like rather be on our own, you know? And that's the reality, but I think the desire, the vision, you know, like beyond that is also aware that we want to love, we want a community, we want all of these things, and that we can't isolate forever, but like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, why not? You know, like, it's so safe, but it's not healthy, you know? And I feel like we need to let go of that security blanket of I almost want to say ourselves. I don't know how that will play out, but there you have it, Cancers. The Knight of Cups. I mean, this is usually like a, hey, come on, let's go this way, you know, like, it's gentle. I think that whoever you're dealing with, oh, fuck, I just want to cry, Cancers. Why? Whew. The other night, I was out with a friend, and you know, I shared with them a story, and usually you can share stories with people and they'll be like shocked or like, oh my God, or you know what I mean? This is the first time ever somebody stopped dead in their tracks and hugged me, like, you know what I mean? And I feel like it is such a telling experience to that isolation, and how, in spite of the security that it offers, like the pain that it causes. And I think that you have somebody who is being kind. But I think that there's a level of them being in their heads about it. You know, like, what do I do with this? And you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just this sincere concern of, oh, somebody seeing you and seeing your pain and saying, how do I work with this? You know, like, how do I touch this with like gentle hands? And Cancers, I think that's so unnerving for us, you know, because it's just not what we're used to. We're used to being better off on our own. Okay, Cancers. Ooh, sorry. The Hermit. Well, yeah, exactly what I just said. We're used to being better off on our own. We're used to being able to be having a stronger sense of clarity of self. You know, when we're not getting pushed around in every direction. being told who we are and how we have to behave and what we need to do in order to, you know, like, be acceptable. You know, like, fuck those people. So hard. The Nine of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. But yeah, so feeling very trepidatious, feeling like I know that this isn't healthy for me, but I'm holding on to it because it's giving me the opportunity to finally fucking focus on myself. Because when I'm around other people, I can't focus on myself. It's not in my nature. And there's not a goddamn thing to be done about it. Judgment. Yeah, because it does. It feels like you've just been so used to being judged for taking care of yourself that it's like, you know. And I think that there's somebody who's approaching you in a way that addresses this realization that you have been better off on your own, and it's because you've been treated the way you've been treated. And if they want you to come out of your shell, if they want to do anything with you, if they want to build with you, if they want to have a relationship with you, like, they have to understand your pain points so that they can work with them, instead of understanding your pain points so that they can hold them against you. Ooh, Cancers, holy fuck. I got emotional. I didn't know what to expect today, honestly. Agape. But yes, it is. It's this idea of like, people can't love you until you learn to love yourself. And Cancers, I feel like we've been going through a lot of cycles that have forced us to say, do you love yourself really? Why do you love yourself right now? You know, like, what reason do you have to love yourself right now? And I think that's just been like at our door until we had to learn how to love ourselves. Fuck. All right, Cancers, well, I hope this resonates with you. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.